how to talk with anyone. Alex often felt a quiet disconnect, observing conversations from the periphery, a silent observer in a bustling world. Words seemed to dance freely for others, yet for Alex, they remained trapped, a frustrating knot of unexpressed thoughts and ideas. This internal struggle was particularly acute when encountering English speakers, deepening the sense of isolation. A profound desire to bridge this gap festered within. Alex yearned to genuinely connect, to share perspectives, and truly understand the vibrant tapestry of human interaction. The dream wasn't just about speaking English, it was about tearing down the invisible walls that language and shyness had meticulously constructed around a curious mind, eager to explore. The first, often overlooked, step began subtly, deep observation. Alex spent hours in cafes, parks, and libraries, not just watching, but actively listening to the cadences, the natural pauses, and the emotional inflections in everyday conversations. This wasn't studying grammar, it was immersing in the raw, unfiltered symphony of human connection, a profound lesson. This period of intense listening brought a powerful revelation. It wasn't about having all the answers or perfectly articulated sentences. True communication stemmed from a willingness to absorb, to understand, and to truly hear what others were conveying. Listening became the silent, yet most potent, tool in Alex's burgeoning communication arsenal, laying a vital foundation. Why you must listen, Alex realized, transcends mere politeness. It's the cornerstone of empathy, the key to grasping nuances, and the very act that allows you to formulate a relevant and meaningful response. Without active listening, conversations become monologues, and genuine connection withers, leaving both parties feeling unheard and isolated, a vital truth. Listening, Alex discovered, isn't passive, it's an active engagement of the mind, opening pathways to understanding motivations and feelings. It reveals not just what someone says, but why they say it, and what lies beneath the surface. This deep understanding, cultivated through patient attention, became an invaluable asset, far beyond just linguistic acquisition. Then came an unconventional, almost radical, thought: why you should not learn English, in the traditional sense. Alex had tried textbooks, rote memorization, and grammar drills, only to feel overwhelmed and discouraged. This conventional approach felt stifling, alienating, and disconnected from the vibrant, living language Alex desperately wanted to master and use. The problem with solely learning English through rigid academic structures, Alex concluded, was its focus on perfection over progression. It instilled a fear of making mistakes, paralyzing potential speakers before they even uttered a sound. This rigid approach stifled natural expression and transformed language into an intimidating set of rules rather than a joyful means of connection. Instead, Alex decided to acquire English, much like a child acquires their first language, through immersion, imitation, and fearless experimentation. The goal shifted from memorizing rules to embracing the flow, the rhythm, and the practical application of words. This new perspective was liberating, turning a daunting task into an exciting adventure, full of possibilities. The journey's next, incredibly crucial step involved how to talk at home to yourself. In the privacy of Alex's room, away from judgment, a new ritual began. Alex would narrate daily activities aloud, describe objects, and even hold imaginary conversations with absent friends or famous personalities, whispering or speaking with quiet determination. This seemingly odd practice was profoundly effective. It allowed Alex to experiment with pronunciation, test out new vocabulary, and construct sentences without pressure. Mistakes were private learning opportunities, not public embarrassments. Self-talk built muscle memory for the tongue and mind, gradually transforming hesitant thoughts into flowing spoken words, a silent revolution. Each whispered word, each imagined dialogue, chipped away at the wall of self-doubt. Alex gained confidence in forming sentences, even if they were only for an audience of one. The quiet solitude of home became a vibrant language laboratory, a safe space for growth and fearless exploration, paving the way for eventual real-world interaction and engagement. Parallel to self-talk, Alex discovered why reading is important. It wasn't about academic texts, but engaging stories, articles, and even song lyrics. Reading provided a rich, organic source of vocabulary and sentence structures, far more natural than isolated word lists or grammar exercises, expanding horizons and nurturing a deeper appreciation for the language. Reading allowed Alex to see words in context, to understand how they interacted within a complete thought or narrative. It built an intuitive grasp of syntax and idiom, bypassing the need for complex grammatical explanations. Every page turned was a small victory, adding new layers to Alex's internal language database, effortlessly absorbed and understood. Through reading, Alex not only absorbed language but also explored new worlds, ideas, and perspectives. It broadened general knowledge, providing more subjects to discuss and richer insights to share. Reading transformed the learning process from a chore into an intellectual delight, making it an integral part of daily life and continuous growth. This blend of passive listening, active self-talk, and immersive reading created a powerful synergy. Input flowed in through ears and eyes, while output was practiced privately, building a robust foundation. It was a holistic approach to language acquisition, far removed from the dry, uninspiring methods Alex had previously encountered and abandoned in frustration. This systematic, yet unconventional, approach became Alex's very interesting story. It wasn't a tale of instant success but of persistent effort, quiet determination, and a series of small, incremental victories. Each day brought new insights, new words, and a steadily growing confidence, transforming the seemingly impossible into the wonderfully achievable dream. One day, standing in line at a coffee shop, Alex overheard a tourist struggling with their order. A small, almost imperceptible shift occurred. Instead of retreating, Alex felt a flicker of courage, a quiet urge to assist, a tentative step outside the comfortable confines of self-practice, signaling a readiness to interact. "Can I help?" Alex mumbled, the words feeling foreign yet strangely exhilarating on the tongue. The tourist looked up, surprised but relieved. That simple phrase, imperfectly delivered, was how to take first step for talking, a giant leap from silent observation to active participation, breaking the barrier of fear and hesitation. The tourist understood. That moment of successful communication, even a basic exchange, sent a jolt of pure elation through Alex. It wasn't about eloquence, it was about connection. The fear of mistakes began to recede, replaced by the profound satisfaction of being understood, a potent motivator for future interactions and deeper engagement. This small interaction solidified Alex's understanding of the best way to learn English. It wasn't in a textbook, but in real-world application, in embracing imperfections, and in the sheer joy of connecting. The best way was to do it, to use the language, and to learn from every single interaction, no matter how small. The realization dawned: language learning is not a spectator sport. It demands participation, active engagement, and a willingness to step into the arena. Mistakes are not failures but stepping stones, vital feedback mechanisms that guide improvement. This hands-on, experiential learning became the cornerstone of Alex's continued progress, yielding tangible results. Fear of mistakes, once a paralyzing force, began to dissipate. Alex understood that every misspoken word, every grammatical error, was simply part of the process. It meant trying, pushing boundaries, and moving forward. The focus shifted from perfection to progress, fostering a mindset of resilience and continuous improvement, essential for growth. How to talk in English became less about rules and more about opportunities. Alex started actively seeking out chances to speak. Asking for directions, complimenting a shopkeeper, or simply greeting neighbors, these small acts were deliberate practice sessions, turning everyday life into a vibrant language classroom, fostering natural interaction. Alex began with simple, high-frequency phrases, focusing on clear pronunciation and confident delivery. Hello, how are you? Thank you so much. Could you please help me? These building blocks, repeated and used in authentic contexts, provided a solid foundation, allowing Alex to participate in basic exchanges with increasing ease and fluency. As confidence grew, so did the desire to express more complex ideas. New vocabulary was not just memorized but incorporated into sentences and used in conversations. If a word was missing, Alex would try to describe it or ask for help, turning gaps in knowledge into opportunities for learning and expanding linguistic range. The foundational skill of listening continued to be paramount. In every conversation, Alex listened intently, not just to form a response, but to absorb new vocabulary, observe intonation, and understand cultural nuances. This active listening enriched the learning process, making every interaction a valuable language lesson, fostering deeper comprehension. From simple greetings, conversations gradually became more complex. Discussing hobbies, sharing opinions, and narrating small anecdotes became possible. The fluency wasn't perfect, but the ability to convey meaning and engage in meaningful dialogue blossomed, driven by consistent practice and a genuine desire to communicate effectively with others. The initial, first step for talking was not a singular event but a continuous series of small courageous acts. Each day presented a new opportunity to speak, to try, to refine. It was a journey of many small steps, not one giant leap, each contributing to the cumulative growth of confidence and linguistic ability, inspiring progression. The fear of judgment, once a formidable barrier, steadily diminished. Alex realized that most people were understanding, even appreciative of the effort. The focus shifted from internal anxieties to external connection, empowering Alex to speak more freely and authentically, paving the way for more profound and rewarding interactions. Alex also learned the profound power of nonverbal communication. A warm smile, open body language, and direct eye contact often communicated more than words alone, especially in the early stages. These elements created an inviting atmosphere, encouraging others to engage and patiently work through any linguistic stumbling blocks, fostering connection. Seeking out language exchange partners became another vital step. Meeting people who were also learning, or native speakers willing to help, provided a safe and supportive environment for practice. These exchanges offered invaluable real-time feedback and exposure to diverse accents and conversational styles, accelerating the learning process significantly. Online platforms and communities offered another avenue for practice. Participating in forums, joining online language groups, and even practicing with AI chatbots provided endless opportunities to write and speak English in a low-pressure environment, further solidifying vocabulary and grammatical structures outside of traditional classroom settings. The aspiration of how to talk to anyone in English began to crystallize into reality. It wasn't about becoming a perfect, accent-free speaker, but about achieving genuine communicative competence and confidence. The goal was to articulate thoughts, understand others, and navigate any conversation with ease and natural flow, regardless of the topic. Alex discovered that talking to anyone in English wasn't just about vocabulary, it was about building rapport. Finding common ground, asking open-ended questions, and genuinely engaging with people's stories created a powerful connection. Shared experiences and mutual interests transcended linguistic barriers, fostering deeper and more meaningful conversations effortlessly. If something wasn't clear, Alex learned to confidently ask clarifying questions. "Could you please rephrase that?" Or, "What do you mean by that?" This wasn't a sign of weakness but a commitment to understanding, a testament to active listening. It demonstrated engagement and helped prevent misunderstandings, making interactions smoother. Beyond words, Alex began to grasp cultural nuances in English conversation. Understanding humor, sarcasm, and indirect communication styles became part of the learning journey. This cultural literacy enriched interactions, making conversations more authentic and preventing unintentional misinterpretations, allowing for more fluid and natural exchanges. The journey also involved understanding the shift between formal and informal language. Knowing when to use slang versus polite phrases, or how to adapt tone for different social contexts, added another layer of sophistication to Alex's English. This adaptability was crucial for navigating diverse social settings and interactions. Eventually, a profound sense of liberation settled in. Alex could now express thoughts, feelings, and ideas in English without constant internal translation or crippling self-consciousness. The language had become an extension of self, a natural vehicle for communication, rather than a formidable obstacle to overcome daily. The journey of mastering English inadvertently led to the broader skill of how to talk with anyone. The principles of active listening, empathy, genuine curiosity, and overcoming fear of judgment transcended language barriers. These were universal communication truths, applicable in any interaction, with anyone, regardless of language spoken. Alex discovered that true connection went beyond mere words. It was about shared humanity, mutual respect, and a genuine interest in others' perspectives. The ability to communicate in English merely facilitated this deeper connection, allowing Alex to build bridges with people from all walks of life, enriching personal understanding. From a shy, silent observer, Alex had transformed into a confident, articulate communicator. The once trapped words now flowed freely, carrying ideas, stories, and emotions across cultural divides. This transformation was a testament to perseverance, strategic practice, and the courage to step outside of comfort zones, inspiring further growth. This newfound communicative prowess had unexpected ripple effects in Alex's life. New friendships blossomed, career opportunities emerged, and the world seemed to open up in entirely new ways. The ability to talk with anyone, anywhere, was not just about English. It was about unlocking a fuller, richer existence, filled with possibilities. Reflecting on the journey, Alex constantly returned to why you must listen. It was the genesis of all progress. Listening intently to others, and even to oneself during self-practice, provided the raw material, the feedback, and the nuanced understanding that fueled continuous improvement. Listening remained the bedrock of all communication. The unconventional wisdom of why you should not learn English, in the traditional, rigid sense remained a core tenet. Breaking free from grammar-first, fear-based learning was crucial. Instead, embracing natural acquisition, focusing on communication over perfection, and enjoying the process liberated Alex from counterproductive methods. Even after achieving fluency, how to talk at home to yourself remained a valuable practice. It was a space for refining thoughts, exploring new vocabulary, and maintaining fluidity without external pressure. It served as a personal sanctuary for continuous improvement, keeping the language skills sharp and adaptable for any situation. Why reading is important also remained a cornerstone. Reading widely and variedly continued to expand Alex's lexicon, deepen comprehension, and expose new perspectives. It was a lifelong learning habit, constantly enriching communication, providing a steady stream of input that fed both speaking and understanding abilities without effort. Alex's very interesting story was far from over. It was a living narrative of ongoing growth, new encounters, and deeper connections. The journey had shown that communication was not a fixed skill but an evolving art, constantly honed through experience, curiosity, and a willingness to engage, fostering continuous development. The best way to learn English, Alex concluded, was uniquely personal but universally practical. It was a blend of courage, consistency, and contextual application. It involved embracing the messy reality of learning, prioritizing real-world use over theoretical perfection, and finding joy in every small victory, making it sustainable. Now, how to talk in English felt less like a question and more like an instinct. It was about confidence, clarity, and genuine connection. The mechanical aspects of grammar and vocabulary were largely subconscious, allowing Alex to focus entirely on the message, the person, and the shared moment, fostering deep connection. The initial, daunting, how to take first step for talking now seems so distant, yet its significance remained clear. Every journey begins with a single step, however small. The courage to utter that first imperfect word was the spark that ignited a transformative process, leading to profound and lasting change. Today, how to talk to anyone in English was less a strategy and more a natural flow. Conversations felt effortless, whether with strangers or friends, in casual settings or formal ones. The language had become a seamless bridge, allowing for unhindered expression and deep, meaningful interactions, truly unlocking potential. The ultimate lesson, how to talk with anyone, transcended English. It was about being present, empathetic, and genuinely interested in others. It was about the human connection that lies beneath words, a universal language of understanding and respect that fosters unity, building bridges and dissolving barriers effortlessly and naturally. Alex's life had been utterly transformed by this journey of communication. From being isolated and unheard, a vibrant world of interaction, learning, and connection had opened up. The ability to speak, listen, and truly engage with others proved to be the most profound skill acquired, enriching every aspect of existence. So, if you stand at the edge of silence, yearning to connect, remember Alex's story. Listen, speak to yourself, read widely, and take that first brave step. Your voice matters, your story deserves to be heard, and the world awaits your unique contribution. Begin your own transformative communication journey today.